Welcome to Deca Rankings. Today we're jumping into the fascinating mythology of gods and spirits of the Muscogee Creek people. Ibofanaga, also known as Hesaketvmese, meaning maker of breath, stands as the supreme creator deity of the Muscogee Creek. This solar deity is additionally called Epiphangth, meaning the creator, or the one above us, representing different names for the same divine being. Ibofanaga created the heavenly upper world embodying perfection and order, the lower world representing chaos and fertility, and the earth as a middle world separating them. Originally, the middle world consisted entirely of water, so Ibofanaga commanded crawfish to serve as earth divers, retrieving mud from the ocean bottom to form land masses. Most remarkably, Ibofanaga fashioned the Milky Way as the soul's path, the celestial pathway souls of the deceased must travel to reach the afterlife. Vus reigns as the sun god of the Muscogee people, embodying purity and divine light. Fire was understood as Vus's earthly manifestation, and during Creek New Year festivals, entire communities would ceremonially renew their household fires from a central sacred flame. Vuse fathered the corn goddess, and through her produced the hunting deity, establishing a divine lineage that would bring essential gifts to humanity. When the first Muscogee emerged from the subterranean world, they migrated eastward toward Vus's rising each morning, seeking purification in his light. The ancient Creek believed that eclipses occurred when a giant frog attempted to swallow Vus as he traveled across the sky, prompting people to make loud noises to drive the monster away. Uvite, the corn goddess, holds a central place in Muscogee spirituality as the divine source of agricultural abundance. Through an act of self-sacrifice, she created corn, beans, and worm seed by scraping flesh from her own body, giving sustenance to humanity through her physical essence. As the daughter of the sun god Vusa, she bore a son who would become the great hunting deity. When her son reached manhood and left to marry among humans, Uvche gave him magical gifts, including a blue jay feather headdress and a flute that could summon all animals. After he completed his tasks of making the world safe from monsters, he returned to find his mother's home transformed into vast fields of corn and beans, her final eternal gift to humanity. Fayatu emerged as the Muscogee Creek hunting deity, born as a blood clot from the union of the sun god Vusa and corn goddess Uvche. Kept in a pot by his mother, the clot transformed within days into a young boy who demonstrated exceptional hunting prowess from an early age. When he reached manhood, captivated by the beauty of mortal women, Fayatu left his divine mother to seek a wife among humans, marrying the first woman who cooked food for him as tradition dictated. His mother equipped him with a magical blue jay feather headdress and an enchanted flute capable of summoning any animal, even snakes. Fayatu's heroic tasks included making the world safe by hunting down and eliminating monsters that preyed upon humans, teaching ancient peoples how to fish when monsters destroyed all game animals, and ultimately bringing corn and beans from his mother's divine fields as an eternal gift. His sons were Chachuse and Wikatcha, establishing a lineage that would include both heroes and transformed gods. After Ibofanaga finished creating the physical universe, Kikomichi took on the sacred task of creating and animating human beings and animal life. This deity endowed people and animals with their ghosts, an animating force that could leave bodies at night during dreams and wander freely, returning by morning to prevent illness. The Muscogee distinguished between this animating ghost and the eternal soul, with Ibofanaga remaining responsible for souls while Kikomichi handled the life force. Kikomichi created humans in the underground world near caves by the Rocky Mountains, which the Muscogee called the spine of the world. A giant tree grew near this place of emergence, stretching into the heavens and serving as the axis mundi. Originally, humanity and animals shared a common language, but Kikomichi decreed separation as punishment for wickedness. After this decree, Kikomichi withdrew from worldly affairs and ceased taking active roles in mythology. Yahola and Hayuya, dwelling in the air and clouds, served as divine guardians of Muscogee mysticism and medical knowledge. These brothers ranked as the two most prominent among the four Hiyuyulji, a group of divinities who taught ancient peoples about fire, plants, and both medicinal and spiritual practices. They endowed people with strength, creative inspiration, and magical abilities, presiding over the crucial busk ground ceremonies, the most important rituals in the Muscogee calendar. Yahola specifically held sovereignty over curing illnesses and childbirth, while also serving as patron deity of the intoxicating black drink, with people crying out his name when feeling the beverage's effects. During the Great Eastward Migration, Yahola, Hayuya, and their fellow Hiyuyulji appeared to the ancient Muscogee on a mountain of thunder near the Red River, drawn by mysterious singing from the highest peak. After the people climbed to the summit and made a sacrifice, the four deities appeared and remained with them for 4 years. Nerevuresa presides over the moon as wife of the sun god Havusa. Muscogee mythology explains that she spent moonless nights in intimate relations with her celestial husband. The changing phases of the moon held special meaning in Creek cosmology, explained as Nerevuresa covering her face in varying degrees of embarrassment, reflecting her modesty about the world, knowing when she had been with her spouse. This lunar deity embodied the cyclical nature of time and the intimate connection between celestial bodies in Muscogee spiritual understanding. Wakacha rules as the powerful water god with dominion over all serpents, possessing the head of a cougar, antlers of a deer, wings of a bird, and the body of a giant snake. Originally a humanoid hunter named Chatlahau, he was the brother of Chachusi and son of Fayatu. His transformation occurred overnight after he ate a taboo dish made from the brains of a black snake, black squirrel, and wild turkey. Wakacha's scales shine like precious metal, and his antlers formed of bright crystal, which skilled shamans could approach by shaking rattles and singing 4 sacred songs, scraping powder from his horns for charms and weapons. Living in a deep lake, Wakacha commands all snakes, including the massive tie snakes. When a Creek woman bore his child and villagers shunned them, the enraged deity warned friendly people to evacuate before slithering from his lake home, drawing floodwaters that submerged the entire village of Kusa. Wakacha also rules over the water people, supernatural beings about 4 feet tall with very long hair, and the Wiofu, amphibious deer who spread disease if eaten. Chachusi served as the semi-divine chief of the ancient Muscogee people, son of the hunting god Fayatu, and brother to the transformed water deity Wikatka. When his people faced a devastating war, Wakacha lured Chachusi's son to his lake home, where on a temporary island formed entirely of snake bodies, he instructed his nephew on battle strategy. Following these divine instructions, Chachusi mounted 3 assaults on successive days against the enemy tribe. Though all 3 were repulsed, on the 4th morning Wakacha led an army of snakes against the foes of the Muscogee, defeating them completely and leaving them bound hand and foot by serpents. Pasacola stands as the trickster deity of Muscogee mythology, married to the sister of Fayatu's wife, making him brother-in-law to the hunting god. This mischievous deity frequently caused trouble in myths, most notably stealing Fayatu's magical blue jay feather headdress and enchanted flute. His trickster nature created numerous adventures and challenges that the hunting god had to overcome, embodying the unpredictable and chaotic elements that balance the ordered structure of Muscogee cosmology. Thunder beings occupy the upper world alongside the maker of breath, the sun, and the moon in Muscogee cosmology. These powerful entities represent the forces of storm and sky, existing as part of the realm of order that stands opposite to the chaotic lower world. In traditional accounts, thunder beings stand in adversarial relationships with creatures like the horned serpent, representing the eternal cosmic struggle between the powers of the upper and lower worlds. The tie snake and horned serpent dwell in the lower world, serving as chaotic forces in Muscogee mythology. While sometimes considered interchangeable, the horned serpent typically appears as the larger, more powerful entity, armored with crystalline scales that shine iridescently and crowned with an extraordinary horn on its forehead. Origin stories frequently involve hunters eating prohibited food, causing their overnight transformation into serpents, signaling the critical importance of respecting cosmic balance. These beings embody the perilous underwater forces tied to divination, writing, and potential catastrophe, requiring ritual caution from those who would seek their power. The little people, known as Estelopok in the Muscogee language, function as trickster spirits inhabiting the woodlands. These beings are specifically known for causing travelers to become lost in the woods, fulfilling a dual role as both troublesome spirits and teachers. When the little people are active in the world, it signifies that everything is right and safe as it should be, despite their mischievous nature. The water people serve as supernatural subjects of the water god Wikacha, standing about 4 feet tall with very long hair. These mysterious beings inhabit the aquatic realm alongside their divine master, representing the hidden inhabitants of lakes and rivers in Muscogee spiritual geography. Thanks for joining us on this journey through Muscogee Creek mythology. Remember to subscribe to Deca Rankings for more mythology content.